Okay guys, welcome. My name is Jake Sutcliffe and this is my first video on this YouTube channel. I'm an animator at Indigo Illusions, which is a company that me and a few graduates just started the second that we left uni. And today in After Effects, I'm going to show you how to use the raw basics, which is how to use the position, scale, rotation, and opacity tool. So these are the main tools that are deep in After Effects that you will layer up to complete your animations really. So come on guys, let's go start in and I'll show you how to use them. Okay, so now we're in After Effects. This is what the layout looks like. It's quite simple. There's not too much surprises. So right down here at the bottom, this is the timeline. So this is where all the animation will kind of be like taking place. And here is kind of the viewport stage where everything we see will be happening in here. And this is where we'll be working from. Right over here is our project window, so all of our files and everything will be sorting out in this one. What we're going to do to get started is we need to get our artwork in here. So if we go on to our files, this is something that I made earlier. So I'll drag this into this little window on the side, and then it will prompt me with this. So now we're here as our composition. So what we want to do is we do want to keep it a composition. We don't want to use footage. And right down here, we've got these two options of layer size and document size. I prefer to keep it on layer size because when it opens up, so I just double clicked that to bring this up here. So when it opens up like this, there is two layers here because we've got two layers here, and I can individually select them and move them around. Okay. That's basically the easiest way of keeping things neat and clear and working from them. Cool, so I'm just going to go ahead and lock the background layer. And just before we start moving this thing around, there's one more thing I just need to go over. And this little thing right here, this is the anchor point. So all the animation will be originating from this point. We can also move this point. So if I go to move this point, I can grab the pan behind tool, this one up here, and I can grab this and I can move it around, and I can move it to any side or anywhere on the screen really of the object. So let me just demonstrate this. So if I hold this here and I rotate it, the camera is now rotating from that point. So if I just undo that and I can just reset the pan behind tool, I can just reset this point. The quickest way to do that is if your item is in the center of the screen, you can hold Control or Command and double click it, and it will center back like that. So let's start with position. So if I press P on the keyboard on the layer I want to move, you can see position comes up, and I can zoom out, and we've got the X and the Y, and I can move them along the axes, or I can just grab the thing itself and just move it anywhere I want. So I'm just going to grab these parameters and I'm going to drag it all the way to the left of the screen. Cool. So then to animate this, I'm going to have to use this, click the stopwatch icon. So if I click this here, it turns blue. And if you didn't see, this little dot pops up here, and this is what we call a keyframe. So if I want to animate this, I need to create another keyframe. So if I zoom into the timeline a bit, you can zoom in with this little thing here, or you can click. And if I get the time cursor and I take it to 1 second, and then I change the value, and as you see, we get this line. And now in real time, I can then see the asset animate. There we are. So simple stuff. To get the most basic movement is absolutely fine. So if we want to get our viewport, this little thing right at the top, to focus on the bit we're working on, there's two shortcuts for start and finish, and that's B and N on the keyboard. So if I press B, we can get the bottom there. Then I can take it a bit along and press N, and this is basically our workspace. So anything in here will loop. So we can also edit it by dragging it here. So if I just play that there, it will then loop. Cool. So now we've got the position down, we need to now take a look at the rotation. So if I then hit R on the keyboard, having the cursor set at the start of the animation, I can then click the stopwatch again, creates another keyframe, and then I'll take this all the way to 1 second, and then I can rotate it. So I'm going to do just a 1 times rotate here, just editing the value. And now in real time, the camera starts to spin. There we are. And I can do the same with scale. So I click on the layer, press S on the keyboard, and let's have the camera getting bigger. So click the stopwatch. I'm then going to take this to 1 second. Then I'm going to increase the value a little bit. Cool. So now we've got 3 different layers of animation on here: position, rotation, and scale. There we are. It kind of looks like it's being thrown. So now the last one I'm going to show you guys is opacity. And unfortunately, you don't hit O on the keyboard for this one. It's default set to T, so we can change. You can remember that by opacity. That's probably the best way. Or you can go into the settings and change it to O if you need it to be. So we've just clicked the keyframe here, taking it to 1 second, and I'm going to have it disappear. Cool. So now this is our animation now. So in the amount of seconds, there's 4 different types of animation on this layer. That is the basic structure, really, of any animation in After Effects. So I urge you guys just to play with these, add some shapes into the frame, play with this style of animation, just keep adjusting the parameters and just see what comes out. And then just by playing with it, you guys will just be learning how to use the software better. Cool. So there is one cool, neat little trick I'm just going to show you, and that's if we click on the layer and hit U on the keyboard, this is shown all of our different keyframes we've got. So as you see, we've got 4 here. I'm just going to drag these out so we can make the animation last longer by doing that. And we can also add keyframes in. So I've got the cursor round about in the middle. I'm going to shrink this right down. So now, wait, look at that. So just keep playing with these effects and see what you can get. Okay, so there we are, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I really hope this helped. If you want to see any more videos like this, or any parts of After Effects you'd like to learn, just let me know in the comments and I'll make some tutorials about it. Thank you very much.